Well, good, and thank y'all for always watching and staying tuned in to the Also Live channel. And now that you're finally here, now that y'all really done clicked on this video, y'all really done walked into these great vibes, and those that function with me on a monthly, yearly, weekly, daily already know how we coming, how we bumming. They already know that my vibe really attracts my tribe, and those that function with me, y'all know how we gonna ride, how we gonna slide, point blank period. And we really ain't got too much to talk about. We pulling up, popping out. With that being said, I am also legit. I am also authentic. I'm just also outspoken for this little YouTube thing. And if you didn't know, might I add, I am also prolific. Hey, shout out Nipsey. And I think that y'all really gonna have to function with me on this video. I not only attract love, I am love. I aspire to inspire before I expire. For those that don't know, now you know. And this video is definitely going to be another great video. For those that haven't seen the first one, I definitely think that y'all should go check out Rosa Exposed to United Nations Part 1 in order to understand Part 2. And for those that's coming back for Part 2, let's get it. You already know. You know what I'm saying? I gotta bring straight facts. I gotta make sure that everything that y'all hear is legit. So before we start, I definitely want to give a shout out to Rosa. I feel like she definitely deserved that pat on the back. If I can give her a hug, I give her a hug. But yeah, all that. Point blank period. We finna hop right into the video. I ain't finna do too much. You know what I'm saying? Jabbing with y'all. We finna, hop right into this. I'ma start it right where we left off. I think we left off kinda after she had just exposed the one world government thing.
I think it's very important to know that the people now still have an opportunity to fight. All of us across the world understand that our individuality is at stake here. Our most important private property is our body. And
I'm glad I was able to stop it right here, because this was something that I felt as though a lot of people needed to have took into heed. Your most important part of you, or if anything that you own, is your body and your brain. And it got me thinking just about a lot. And I feel as though if we continue to give these people the right to control us, we will, or those will become property of the state in a way, or the world, or the country. But you will be the property of someone else that's not you, is what I'm trying to say. But yeah, I just thought I should say that. I don't know why. I just thought I should say that.
And of course, surveillance is a vital part. Surveillance, domestic surveillance and control is a vital part of this plan. It is a totalitarian plan. But, you know, just like any other extreme plan, we are, while we are moving towards the end game, we are not there. And this is the opportunity that all of us have now to stand up, to speak out, to refuse to collaborate, to refuse to cooperate, to expose collaborators,
Exactly.
to work together to defund these plans,
Exactly.
to refuse to demand what it is the corporations want to give us.
To refuse to demand what the corporation want to give us. The corporation is now trying to give us these vaccinations and vaccines. Listen to this woman right here. I like this. Thank you. Thank you, Miss Rosa.
And so because no one's holding a gun to our heads right now, we have that opportunity. If that changes, if that moment changes, you certainly won't protest then. So now is the time. And people all over the world are doing this. It's just that the mainstream media is owned by 5 major corporations, and you're not going to get this information from the mainstream press. So you need to be your own press. You need to be your own press. You need to be out there speaking up. You need to be out there being the change that you want to see. Got to be out there, boots ready, on the ground, y'all.
Educate yourself.
You need to get out there and educate your neighbors, your
Your
community, your real community.
Yeah.
You need to help your children understand that they're being indoctrinated from pre-kindergarten to postgraduate school. All of us have a responsibility to ourselves and to others.
This definitely is a certain doctrine, and they are definitely trying to put us under one belief, as she said. And as far as the total control, I really believe that the total control can only be. I'm gonna come back to that one. I got something to say about that.
True community, to work for personal freedom. And always remember that even though we work as a group, if we do work as a group, we're all individuals in those groups.
Yeah.
And we answer only to ourselves.
Yeah.
And this is essential. It's essential as
This is
as
very
human
important.
beings. This is what we are. We are free.
We
and
are
we
free.
need to continue to be free.
We need
And
to
I
continue.
do believe that we will win, but we have to become aware that there is a fight. And
We have to become aware that there's a fight. Oh my goodness, woman. Girl, if I give you a kiss right now, girl, you just be speaking that knowledge. First step is being aware. Once you're aware that there's something, I think that you will no longer be searching for the information in your backyard. You will instead listen for the knock at your front door that's going to offer you the opportunity to be able to gather and understand as much as possible as you need to know. Okay, I hear you, Rosa.
and make our friends and our neighbors and our community aware as well, and work together.
We gotta
Right
work
now in the
together.
United States, we are moving into major, massive regionalization. The United States has 50 states, and it's divided into cities, counties, and states, and then the federal government. Instead, Agenda 21 is top-down. It's global, regional, neighborhood, and none of those positions is elected. So in the United States right now,
None
where
of them.
the development of regionalization is happening very quickly. It's happening with federal funding. There are hundreds of millions of dollars going to local governments in order to have them create regional plans. And what those do is this plan cannot be accomplished without control of land.
Without control of land. And let me just add to that. We are funding these people to bring into form of their agenda. Black Lives Matter. Where all that money go to? Where does all this money go to that goes to certain organizations? Like she said, we kind of are funding this. So we have to now be more aware. We have to understand that there is something out there that's trying to target our natural way of life, our natural being, our natural self. Something's out there to capture the only thing that we got that's the most sacred and private thing in existence, our minds and our bodies. Our minds and our bodies. And I think she just said something right here. I'm going to take it back because she just said something right here that I also wanted to speak on. Actually, I'm gonna keep it going, but I feel like
And land use. Because
oh yes, and land use. Isn't it, or some might say, isn't it kind of crazy how Bill Gates have not just became the, I'm paraphrase here, the first person to have such an amount of land. 294 acres, if I'm not assuming. Yeah, 294 acres. So, what is the real agenda? You buy up all the property, you buy up all the land, and then you make these rules to where people can't even grow food on their land. They can't even, in certain states, you can't even have buckets of water on your land. So it's like the control is very serious. And as far as this agenda being put out there in front of our faces without us giving a damn is something that we need to give a damn about, because they're pretty much letting us know we've already started the process. And whether or not you agree with it or not, the process will continue, and under no circumstances will we be stopped. That's what I feel as though. So I feel as though there's a lot that we got to open our eyes and be aware of. And I just wanted to say that. I got y'all. I just wanted to say that, and I got to pause too, but yeah, I got y'all.
Of course, where you live often dictates the kind of life you're going to have. So
True.
Regionalization takes away our opportunity to have an impact. It takes away representative government. So what we are doing at the Post-Sustainability Institute right now is we are suing to stop the biggest regional plan in the United States, and it is a blueprint for the rest of the country. What this plan is doing is essentially saying that no new development will happen anywhere but in 4% of the San Francisco Bay Area, that all 101 cities and 9 counties will be joined together, and all land use decisions will be made basically by an unelected board. What this will do to land use and land value in the San Francisco Bay Area, to movements of people, to development of business, to freedom, is unfathomable, and people are not aware of it. The only thing that is standing between that and full passage is our lawsuit. Now, what this truly means is if you tell people that they have to build only smart growth, high-density development in an urban center right on a train line, or the train doesn't have to be there, it's the proposed idea of a train line.
I gotta pause it, but I feel as though this is what I've been trying to say all along.
And then no development, no buildings, no residential, no commercial can happen outside of that very, very concentrated area. Then what do you have? You have a concentration camp.
Concentration camp. They are really setting this agenda into play. And if we don't put the ego aside of everything that we might have been through for right now and actually focus on the main thing, we will destruct inside out. Literally.
Of the future. This is exactly what it looks like. And you see, it's very much more subtle and much more sophisticated than it was when the Nazis were doing it. You are not
Much
going
more.
to get thrown on a train car. You will just have your roads out in the rural areas pulverized and turned to gravel. You'll have your family well monitored. You will have your energy restricted. You will have your school service cut, your sheriff service cut. You will find that you are not able to get your goods to market, and then you have to move into the city, and then
you have to. They slowly are trying to take the way that we live our life and turn us into living robots. And that sounds crazy because I didn't really want to say rats, because we have more sense, or we should have more sense than mice and rats. But I feel like they turn us into a living, controlled, communist world.
you will move into this high-density development that is subsidized with our property tax dollars, and pretty soon you will have the Wildlands Project, which is predicated on moving people out of the rural areas. And this is how it happens. So, people say, well, hey, nobody's getting me off my land. Well, it's very easy. No one's going to come to your door with a gun, but they will move you off your land, and you will be in the cities. And those cities will be full capability of surveillance monitoring, and control. These buildings, these high-density buildings, are being built with a concept of eyes on the street. You become basically a deputized police adjunct. Your job is to watch the street. Your job is to watch your neighbor. The war on terror is a war on you. And we all know this. We feel it. This is why we need to stop it. So this is our plan, is to use the courts at this point and stop this plan. And we're working on it.
The war on terror is a war on you. What about this? Geoengineering that has been going on for 15 years. The war on terror is a war on you. I just want to say to all my people that's watching this, why live a mediocre existence when you have the entire world at your fingertips? It's for the grab. Your dreams, your wishes, and everything that you seek to have and obtain in life can be yours. But you have to be aware. And I say that to say this, because if the world continues to move the way the world is moving, your dreams will be just that, dreams. Because there will be restrictions on how big you can dream. So, which means we need to not only think for now, but we need to think for the longevity. Because if I had to expound on it a little bit more, I would say that we're just going to be a part of a society that just yes men, and we just definitely just fall into play with what someone else says. We won't have a conscience of our own, or at least we won't have a conscience on our own to speak upon, because there will be consequences. So there's a lot that Rosa said, and I really appreciate this woman for all her work, her braveness, her resilience, her courage. She is very worthy. She is very enlightened, and she is very appreciated, and we honor her and we give her flowers while she's still here. Because if you don't see it, I can see that she's really trying to open the eyes of the people and warn us. It's very apparent. If the sirens aren't going off in your head, or alarms not going off in your head, that this is something that we should focus on, then I don't really know what else there is to tell you. Because there's a lot to focus on. And I admire the fact that that was very admirable of her to actually not hold what she knew in and come out and speak about it. Because not a lot of people speak about what they know. They like to keep it for themselves. So I appreciate you for that, Ms. Rosa Koire. Thank you. Now back to what I was saying. If we don't get our act together, people, I'm not adding no race, I'm saying people, humans, if we don't get our act together, we gonna fall short, and there won't be no coming back. And I know that we have been through so much as far as disagreements and situations, but right now we can worry about that later. We can go back to us bickering and nagging with each other once we have this situation taken care of. Because when it really comes down to it, we are divided on this side. And the reason we are divided is because we have aggression built up from post-traumatic things that has happened to us, whether it was from our ancestors, whether it was to us physically, whether it was to something that has happened. We have a traumatic experience that we are definitely trying to avoid. And while in that void, there's someone else taking advantage of that. And the more we separate over on this side, the more this side looks more better, because there won't be no say. And I feel as though, okay, we can have a disagreement. We can disagree to agree. But right now, we got to come as one and figure this out. That there's one enemy. And that enemy is individuals with with individuals or entities or deities releasing energy that not only puts harm to life itself, it puts harm to the very existence that life exists in. So I might be your enemy, as far as you might see me as your enemy because you're white and I'm black, and because you had your issues and I had my issues. And I understand that. But there's something bigger than just your issues and my issues. It's the issue that involves everyone around you, whether you like me or not. And that's what we need to focus on, that entity. Because that's not something that's righteous. It's not something that's going to drive us in a direction of excellence. We're not going to prevail. We will become, in a sense, now I hate to use this as a reference, but we will become, y'all remember when, I don't know if y'all ever, I got sisters, so I didn't seen movies with SpongeBob, but do y'all remember just, I guess in the movie when Plankton took over Bikini Bottom and just took over, and everyone was slaves and he had the chump buckets on their head, and they were just moving and just going, doing as he said, building statues, and he was the almighty one sitting on his throne. That is what's going to happen if we don't put our big boy, girl clothes on, shoes on, and step outside and become ready. Because those that's already been ready, we don't have to tell this to, but those that's trying to figure out what's going on, you got to get ready. It's like when your mama say, hurry up, I'm finna get in the car. As soon as I go, you ain't going. You trying to put on anything. You putting on jackets, you putting on shorts, you putting on one flip-flop, one Timberland boot. You don't care. You just trying to go. That's how we got to be about what's going on right now. We just got to go. To exist is to change. To change is to mature. To mature is to create oneself endlessly. We have to create what we want right now. If not, there won't be very much of an imagination left, because we will be put in a society where it's fight or flight, survival mode. Because once you try to tuck a certain amount of people in a certain amount of space, it's going to get kind of claustrophobic. People are going to want their room. People are going to want their own. Then you're going to have not only us going against each other, now you want to have a bigger plan being fulfilled even more. Because now people are going to want to need more security. They're going to want to do more. They're going to want to, it's going to get crazy. So we have to stay focused. But what I needed to say, because I wanted to say this, in Agenda 2030, it has something that I felt as though I wanted to ask a question to my subscriber and to the people that's watching. Now, on our vision, section 8, it says, a world in which every woman and girl enjoys full gender equality in all legal, social, and economic barriers to their empowerment has been removed. Now, I just want to say, I need help understanding that, because to my understanding, I feel as though they said it in a nice way, but pretty much all women are not really finna have much of a say so, and they're gonna try to take the power, the voice from the women, which is kind of what they have already started. As far as with these Black Lives Matter or Me Too plus you, that's part of the agenda. So I have to ask those that's watching me, those that's viewing this channel right now, women, you guys work so hard to have the voice and to become equal to men, or at least close to being equal to men, as far as being able to work the same jobs, being able to do the same things, play the same sports. Do you think that these people have the right to now not only take your word away, but now give the voice that's rightfully yours to a group of individuals that's not naturally meant to be what they are? Meaning, I feel like this is going to play with the Black Lives Matter kind of agenda, as far as letting transgender women have more power than an actual woman. So I feel like that's kind of in line with that. So I think y'all just really need to help me, so I know that my perspective is not crazy. I just need y'all to help me with that. And for the one that has the best answer, I will post your comment. I will pin your comment. And for anybody else that enjoyed this video, I hope you enjoyed this video. The struggle you in today is only giving you the strength you will need for tomorrow. Knowledge can only become wisdom once we apply what we learn. And under duress, we do not rise to our accomplishments. We fall to our level of training. So train harder. No pain, no gain. Just shut up and train. We got to fight it, finish it, and face it. Face it, fight it, and finish it. However you want to say it. The 3 F's of your life. And I'm speaking to those that really need to hear this, because even though I feel as though I'm one man, I know that one man can become a force to be reckoned with once he has the right people in his section. And like I said, no one will be my follower. Leaders create other leaders. My people, we stand side by side. We walk together. I walk, you walk. I won't get no more much shadow than or light than you. Because as I learn, you learn. I teach to teach. Each one teach one, right? Thank you, Mom, for teaching me that. I just want to say to Ms. Rosa, I appreciate you. To those individuals that had a hard time understanding and swallowing this gold pill, look, you finished it. We got through it. Now what you going to do with the information? Now for those that's watching me, I definitely need y'all to stay tuned into my channel, because I got more videos on the way. More videos on the way. I definitely need y'all to check out my other channel, Also Inspired. That channel is mostly all topics, speaking on everything. So y'all go hop over there. I'll put it in the description. For those that want to see more merch, I got more merch. Get ready for that. I'm not going to really do too much on all that, because my goal here is to really teach. I'm not trying to sell y'all a dream or a fantasy. I'm just trying to teach. So with that being said, dreams do come true. I will win, not immediately, but definitely. And we can do it as one. United we stand, divided we won't fall. I stand with you if you stand with me. That way, that part. Speak the life you want into existence. Go out there and be great. Go out there, accomplish anything you put your mind to. The law of vibration is primary over the law of attraction. And if you know you can do it, you can do it. I told you can do it. I am also legit and I'm also great. I am who I am and who I am not. I never pretend to be. I honor virtue. I honor who I am. Therefore I am. So with that being said, I ain't got too much to say. Go watch the first video if you really didn't get to see it. And if you like this video, please share, hit the like, hit the comment. I'm out, little bitty bitty bit.